I've been the person probably for the last 16 years, and it's certainly a privilege. The association was formed 72 years ago, immediately after the conclusion of the war. Basically, it was formed to perpetuate the memory of the fallen in the 2nd 16th Battalion. The support is now mainly from relatives of those who served in the 2 battalions. Most of those who served are deceased, but their relatives have carried on the banner, and as far as I'm concerned, I think it will continue as far as one can see into the future.
Once I got involved with the crew and met some of the veterans and saw what they were doing and what the association was about, I suppose you get hooked, and you feel very privileged to work with these fellas. I came in just after they'd finished the establishment of the memorial precinct up at Kings Park, which was obviously a pretty major achievement. We have had the Kokoda walkway in Kings Park, which again, it's a really beautiful memorial precinct for the achievements of the fellas up in New Guinea. We also I was personally involved in a plaque at Fern Tree Gully in Victoria, where the 3 battalions of the 21st Brigade are recognised their Kokoda 1,000 steps at Fern Tree Gully. It's a busy little association, it really is.
As well as my father being in the original 16th, my brother was in the 2nd 16th. And so I thought it was appropriate that I join up and do as much as I could in that association. It's very important to me, as they are both now gone, that I keep going as long as I can in the association. It started off, my son and I did a pilgrimage to Gallipoli and the Somme, following in the footsteps of my father. And when we came back, my son suggested, wouldn't it be great if we could get a plaque placed over at Gallipoli. This was achieved with the help of George McQuaid and Mary. And George and Mary and another group went back to Gallipoli and had it placed over there by the Mayor of Gallipoli.
I'm trying to help the association perpetuate and honour the memory of those who fought for the 2nd 16th, like my dad, who was a veteran of Kokoda and the Middle East. I don't know when I actually became involved. Would be after he died, probably in '94. We had a plaque dedicated in Canberra at the War Memorial for the 2nd 16th Battalion, and that involved people from all around Australia going to the War Memorial for that dedication. It had taken a while for it to be organised and to be formed. It's now been placed on the right of the main building as you enter the Australian War Memorial, and it is visited frequently by lots of people. The Arnold Potts oration is held usually around September, October every year. And it's our main fundraiser, which is for us to send one of the serving soldiers from the 16th Battalion RWAR overseas to visit one of the places where any veteran from the 16th Battalion has served and fought. So that major fundraiser has been good. We haven't raised a lot of funds, but we do have lots of fun that night.
I'm involved with the 2nd 16th because Keith Norrish is my dad. It's always been a part of our life, and Dad being the president for a while and then the editor of the Pigeon Post. And so I joined the association. I've been here for quite a few years now, and even though he's gone, I'll continue to be a part of it because it's a significant part of our lives and very worthwhile. Marching on Anzac Day was the be-all and end-all, the highlight of his year. His ankle worried him, so he couldn't march for many years. So he'd go in in a jeep, but he felt very isolated from his comrades, and he eventually settled for being pushed in a wheelchair rather than going in a jeep so he could be part of the battalion again. And he found them quite emotional. He was always gobsmacked with the number of people that he'd look at in the crowd who had tears in their eyes and were saying thank you. They'd reach out to shake hands with him and say thank you. And even small children, it was just so enthusiastic to see them that he just felt it was very worthwhile. And he didn't at all feel as though it glorified the war. It was for the right reasons, to commemorate these people who gave so much.
It's inevitable that in the fullness of time we're not going to have any veterans remaining, and it then falls to those of us like myself who's the son of a veteran, or grandchildren, nieces, nephews, you name it, are going to have to, I suppose, pick up that banner to keep those memories of what these fellas achieved alive. It's our obligation, I think, to them, that we make certain what they gave to our nation is never forgotten.